Hi everyone, this is Bobby from bn-games.com, and we're here doing another basically bullshit show. This is episode 5. Today is July 28th, 2012.
July's almost over.
Yeah, July's almost over, and there are almost no games coming out with
and
these.
It's almost 2013. I just had that realization the other day. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the world to end.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Goddamn Mayans.
We should have a live podcast that day.
But no one will hear it because we can't bounce it and upload it.
They found the other circles of the Mayan calendar, so now it's even longer.
Is that a tree ring?
I guess. All I know is they found the rest of it, and now it goes
someone
to
filed it in the wrong filing cabinet. Like, this doesn't go here, it goes over here. Silly Mayans.
I know that now it supposedly goes for another 3,000 years or something.
They supposedly found the rest of it.
Yeah, so something like that. I don't know. All I know is that movie lied to me.
They didn't read the Cliff Notes?
No, the image was too small. They should have made a larger resolution image.
Yeah.
PDF didn't download right.
So it's a very slow part of the year.
It's the slow before the
calm
before the storm. That's right.
Yeah,
that's
before well, you really think about it. All the stuff that's been delayed already, it's not going to be as bad if you think about it.
No, it's not last year.
No,
last year was.
No, even last year we thought there was going to be a storm of stuff this year, and it still keeps
last
getting
year.
thrown
Last
back.
year it was they had Skyrim and Uncharted relatively close. They had
they had Skyrim,
Warfare,
Uncharted, Modern Warfare, Battlefield.
There were a couple of the ones that are slipping off the top of my head. But
Borderlands is coming out already in August. Oh, I know what we can talk about. I didn't mention it. A reason to play your Vita.
Oh,
yeah. So, I guess we'll start out with, the only game...
Exciting news, or exciting prospect of actually turning our Vitas on.
Yeah.
I will be honest, I have not touched mine since I beat Uncharted.
Which was like a week after he bought it.
No, it was a good 2 weeks after I bought it.
Well,
okay.
not
that makes it sound so much better.
I'll admit it.
I bought Resistance a couple days after it came out, and I almost finished it, and then stuff happened, and I forgot. So I got to keep playing that. That's actually the Resistance on the Vita is really good. No, I mean the only thing for Marco said for him. Oh, we know it's coming out in August. I can also mention is Dream Drop Distance Kingdom Hearts.
That's out now.
Yeah, it's out now.
I am 3DS-less.
And August is when the 3DS XL.
That's right.
Or LL in Japan. What does LL stand for in Japan?
It's
large.
No.
Large.
No. Well, yeah, because the way that
it's like Nico.
Mario.
It's like Nico.
No, it kind of same thing referring to clothing. Like we have XXL here.
Doka.
It would be LL. It's the sizing.
Oh,
it's just the way it does it.
So it's a shirt now.
Double.
Pretty much.
And then the new Super Mario Bros. 2. So that's, I guess, August is where it's going to really start coming.
I have a shirt from there that actually does say LL.
You think you're fancy?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, and you're
bought it in Akihabara.
Fancy shit. Shut up.
Yeah.
That hurts.
So,
watch me, Marco.
There's not much in the way of anything else as far as news is concerned. I mean, gaming news, there's almost nothing.
There's always news, but just nothing that's like
substantial.
So this isn't. Well, Final Fantasy 13 isn't dead.
That's true.
We talked about
Versus 13.
Versus 13.
Yeah,
we talked about that last time.
I almost gave up on Square.
I gave up on Square already, but I've said that before.
No. Versus 13 is literally my last hope. If that is horrible, then that's it.
Marco can't give up on them until Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. God damn, I didn't even think about that. If that got canceled,
it's like, Disney don't want anything to do with you anymore.
I've kind of come to terms that I'm not going to see 3 until I'm probably in my 30s.
Hey, yeah,
sir, I believe we'll see 3 before I'm in my 30s.
When I turn 30, Cassini will make it to Pluto, and we'll have images of Pluto. A couple days after my birthday.
Really?
That's the only reason I'm looking forward to 30.
Why does anyone want pictures of Pluto anymore? I mean, they already...
Shut up!
They already made it not a planet.
Damn Republican and your...
you trade haters.
Hey, I'm not saying that there shouldn't...
It's like, Pluto? That might be a trade. Gotta hate it.
I never.
No one's going to Pluto. Why is it there?
I never said that I didn't.
No one's using it. I never see anyone on Pluto.
I never
It
said-
shouldn't exist.
I never
My
said.
taxes are paying for
fuck
this.
You. I never said I didn't want to see Pluto. I'm just saying they already declared it not a planet. So why do scientists bother?
It is a dwarf planet, and it's made of ice.
To explain,
So it's hot.
Timmy has this particular hate for one of the trains
Timmy has conservative tendencies.
I hate one train that's here because it doubled the traffic and hardly anyone rides the damn thing.
That's a
One train.
And don't like it.
You hate pedestrians.
Yeah, but
And
that's a totally different thing.
You
though.
are a pedestrian.
Yeah, well, that's
So
that's true.
well, science.
Well, only for a little while longer. As long as he don't kill me while I'm teaching him to drive.
Oh yeah, Marco, historical.
He drove for the
Marco's
first
been on the
time
street.
last night. And he's how old?
There was no reports in the news of a massacre, so that is a good sign on my account.
No, just a massive chemical spill.
Oh wow. I guess stuff that we want to talk about mostly is for the site first. If you're
Well, first of all, you kind of went into the segue of the PSP game, the PS Vita game.
yeah, I guess we could talk about it first.
And
You went into it and then you never actually said what the
I
game
was. I was gonna go into it. Okay, so I was checking import stuff because I was thinking, well, I don't know if you know this. You probably don't. The Vita has a lot of games in Japan that haven't been released here.
Because they're good games.
A lot of RPGs, a lot of
Vocaloid games.
yeah, then a lot of the digital comics or digital manga, like a Tarango.
Say it like it's in Spanish.
Say it like Marango.
Marango.
Fuck you.
And they have a lot, but they have a lot of RPGs, and go on PlayAsia.com because they have a really good listing of the stuff that's released right now. And Wikipedia actually has a whole entire list of every Vita game released. There's some stuff in Europe that hasn't come over here. So, anyway, I was looking at it and I saw a game called Ragnarok Odyssey.
Yeah, Ragnarok Odyssey.
And I was like, I've heard of Ragnarok online. I've come across it in the past. So I was like, well, let me take a look. And brought up the wiki page, and I was like, oh, this is going to get released in the U.S. It's getting released soon. It's going to be released apparently August 11th or August 20th. Either one. I'm not 100% sure right now.
Sometime in August.
Yeah. And
the 20th would be a Sunday, so it's probably the 11th.
Yeah. And I went and did a YouTube search of Japanese import video of it. People played it already. I was like, hey, this is like Phantasy Star Online meets Monster Hunter. And it's 4-player co-op. The entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to do it, because I used to play Ragnarok Online once it became free to play.
Well,
and then there's also a DS version I tried a couple of times.
yeah, well, this is a reason to play the Vita, is what I'm saying. If you've been looking for an RPG, if you're looking for
If
something
you've been
to play with
looking
friends,
for Monster Hunter,
that's true.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, Monster Hunter.
I've been very verbal about how I think Monster Hunter would,
And it'll
help
come out
as a-
close to the system's death.
which is, at this point, I'm not gonna say no because they're handling it very bad.
And actually, I should mention, Ragnarok is based on a manga.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me in the least.
No, but that's actually one of the very first ones I ever read.
Ah, well, if I would say do a search on it in YouTube and just take a look at some gameplay videos of it. It is very much Monster Hunter meets Phantasy Star Online. It has a very Phantasy Star Online kind of structure, it looks like, but the combat is very Monster Hunter. You have these oversized swords and stuff, and you fight bosses, and there's little things, but it's not all just like monsters. There's it's got anime tropes and that kind of thing. So I thought about importing a copy, but I was like, wait, it's coming out real soon. That kind of why spend $80 when I can spend $40.
Also, by design, RPGs are not import friendly.
Yeah, although it's not region locked, so that's nice.
It's not import friendly based on the language barrier.
Yep. So if you own a Vita and you've been wanting an RPG, if you want Monster Hunter, like you said, that is something to take a look at. It will be $39.99, and it should be coming out in August. So
plenty of gameplay videos from the Japanese version, which
it looks good, and 4-player co-op. If you have friends who have Vitas, this is finally a reason to.
Or online, even. It doesn't have to just be you have local people. I think that's online multiplayer.
So yeah, there's that. That's exciting.
That's something to look forward to.
I keep charging my Vita, and every PlayStation Store update I go, is there something? This week we got foosball tables. I
think you'd love that.
I downloaded the demo. It controls like shit.
Wow.
Speaking of other downloads, I posted a video for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD.
Speaking of other things that control like shit.
Yeah. I know the reviews have been mixed. It's been favorable because it's not terrible as far as the way it looks, but it controls like crap. I don't like it at all. And it's $15. And I tell you what, people, you would be doing yourself a service just to buy the original and play it on your PS1. And since all PS3s can play PS1 games, you can play it there as well.
Or you buy two, because then you have the level editor.
Yeah,
you have the level editor and you got the menu.
You could probably eBay 1 and 2 at the same time for $15, maybe even $20 together.
Or you get 3, which I like. I like 3.
Well, 3 is on the PS1, but most people who want 3 want to play on the PS2.
That's true.
Yeah. Actually, I believe you can you get 4 on the PS1? I think.
Yes, you can.
Really?
Yeah.
There is a 4.
It was the last
And
one.
if anything, I would get 4 just because it has a revert. It's like the most complete version.
Yeah, 4 was actually the last one that people really liked, and then after that it was downhill.
Well, Underground did well.
I'm talking about, like, critically, people really liked.
Underground did well.
Underground did do well.
I know it did well. I said critically.
Critically, it did well.
Well,
after that is...
2 didn't do so well as well.
Although I still like Underground.
But right after... I know, it was one of my favorites. Especially on the PSP, the remix.
The PSP
that
version.
I played the crap out of it. That was my first game. That was like all I have... and even out of all the other games I got for the PSP, that was still the game I played the most. That Need for Speed Rivals.
I bought that at the Commerce.
I bought it. I bought it at the mall. I got a used PSP and I got the game, but the PSP had the dead pixel problem, so I went back and I actually just bought the brand new one.
The sad part is that game's not on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be good for the Vita.
Yeah,
I would play it on the Vita.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was good, but anything after that, like American Wasteland.
American Wasteland is the absolute worst. Project 8 had a few ideas on the PS3 version.
I think the one everyone considers the worst is Proving Ground.
Yeah, Proving Ground was...
It was on the PS3. I think it was also on the PS2.
I don't remember that one.
You never played it.
Maybe
never played it.
Probably because I gave up on it.
You never played it, because I think
American Wasteland...
the very last one I think you played was Project 8, and that was on the Xbox, because my dad bought it thinking it was going to look like the 360 version. Remember that?
No, I had the 360 version. Yeah, because I had the twin stick thing, and I used to do so much.
No, but my dad had bought it for us originally, but he got the Xbox version, thinking it would look like the 360.
I don't remember it being on the Xbox.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah,
was it? Okay.
It was both because the Xbox was slowly dying, and that was when the 360
I was too busy.
First come out.
The reason I remember that specifically because I spent hours and hours getting my Zune playlist on the 360 to work, so I did have to listen to the shitty soundtrack it came with.
Yeah,
that's the way it goes. But getting back to the modern one, I'll tell you right, it's serviceable, but I don't like it. I don't like the animation. It's just as stiff. They removed the revert. The thing that I think is bullshit. You're only gonna get the revert when you buy the DLC. Why the fuck isn't the? In fact, you can hit the button that does revert, and he will do the revert.
Which doesn't count.
It doesn't count. So that's DLC bullshit.
Do you want to know why?
It's Activision.
If that's the magical word.
I know. We played it at E3, and I didn't.
No, you played it on the controller that Tony played it on.
That's true.
Yeah, get it right.
That's
right. You touched someone famous. He then went and sold his hand on eBay.
Yes.
And you don't know this, but Bobby only has one hand.
I shaved the skin off my fingertips and I put them in a baggie. So
that's how he's able to afford all the things he's able to afford. He bought a Mac.
I bought another Mac.
Another Mac with the money.
I have 5 of them now. No, it's. I didn't have high hopes for it then, and I think that was just reaffirmed when it comes out on PS3, because that would be the platform I put it on. I'm not going to get it unless Plus takes off 50%.
possible.
I possibly might get it. I want to try if there's a demo for the PS3. I want to try that one. I don't want to play it on the 360.
People have said that obviously the new Xbox 360 D-pad is definitely the one to go with, because I did play it on the standard D-pad, and I'm not blaming the D-pad for the way I didn't like it. It doesn't, I don't know.
No, I just remember the problem I had playing Matt Hoffman on the PS1 to Matt Hoffman on the 360, because essentially it's the same game.
Yeah.
And the Xbox controller itself is just wrong for that kind of game. That's why, if anything, I want to reserve my judgment on it until I can actually try it on the PlayStation.
The thing that should bother you most is they're no longer hidden or secret tapes. They're secret DVDs.
And they're not even Blu-rays.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, well,
seriously.
Children like you wouldn't know what a tape is.
Yeah, but it's not even an HD.
It should be Betamax.
It's a Blu-ray.
Well,
HD
you figure
DVD.
we're still old enough. We know what Betamax is.
Yeah.
Hell, I almost bought one.
If you don't know, Mark was a child.
I almost bought a camera that filmed on Betamax. I was in Kansas.
Well,
there's a problem.
They still use Betamax in news.
Yeah, well, it's actually a better
High
quality
density.
tape.
It's
It just
HD VCR.
Hi-fi.
no,
Four headers.
No, so it's
Tracking.
just Sony made the mistake that they didn't with the Blu-ray.
Well,
Because Sony actually owned the whole Betamax thing.
well, whatever. What it comes down to is, like I said, it's serviceable. If you never played it before, I guess for the children it's fine. Anyone who didn't play the first and second one, even the third one. I would even go as far as, if you don't want to buy the originals, like I said, they're probably cheap enough on eBay or your collector store, wherever it's at. Spend the $15 and just go get Skate 3 and play a much better experience. It's one of those things where the retro does not. It's not a better feeling than what the
I
modern.
can't quite agree, because their Skate and Tony Hawk are almost two kinds of monsters just because of the very, very different style of gameplay.
Yeah, but if you're playing
3,
skating, if you're playing a skate game,
Yeah,
or
but
skate,
Aren't any of the pro skaters available on the PSN store?
I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think so.
Really, that's a little surprising.
I don't think there's
I don't
any
think so.
Activision games actually on.
Really?
Well, I mean,
this point.
look at the problem they had with the licensing of the music just for the remake. You think they're going to have that same trouble with the actual game?
That's true. He makes a point.
No, I really don't think that you'd find it on there. I don't think they'll release it on there.
Probably not.
Just go buy a PlayStation 1.
And if it
play it on your PS3.
No, if you don't have a
infinite memory cards.
If you don't have a PS3
You don't have to buy a special high
or a
density
PS2 even,
PS1
go buy a PS1.
or you don't have to
They're
buy a
dirt
high
cheap.
density PS2 one.
you don't need a VMem that gets locked up for
Wireless
7
controller.
years.
That'd be pretty nice.
Contour. PS1 controllers are actually kind of stiff when you go
They're
back
the
to it.
same
No,
freaking
they are
shape.
not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. Have you gone back to a PS1 controller lately, Tim?
Yeah, and it
No,
feels the
you
same to
haven't.
me. It's just
No,
heavier and wider.
No,
No,
you
you
haven't.
have not.
Yes,
It
I
is-
have.
No,
You
you
haven't.
have not.
Yes, I have.
We'll discuss this later.
You show me the one you have, because I can tell you right now you're wrong. We will do a video, and I will show you that
I
you're
have
wrong.
all kinds of controllers, and I have
Not
both
the
the
same.
regular original.
I have a brand
and
new
the
one that
analog.
came with that mini PS1 right there. Brand new one.
I have one too, and to me they still feel the same. It's just
In
light.
the comments, please tell us what you think, because Timmy's wrong, obviously.
Yeah, because they're just the same freaking shape.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't recommend it. I would say buy Skate 3 for a better skate experience. If you're gonna buy Tony Hawk, buy the originals, because they work on your PS1 and all of them, PS1, PS2, PS3, and that's a better experience because it's the original. Sure, doesn't look the same, but that bothers me too for some reason. I don't like the warehouse. I don't like the way it looks. And also, actually, there's a lot of shitty levels.
Well, here's a question
in
though.
the remake,
Because I
like
mean,
the hangar.
I know you know the warehouse from Part 1, but do you remember the warehouse from Underground 2? Remember, they used the exact same level.
Yeah, well, that was the
It was updated graphics.
difference. Yeah, but it wasn't. There's something about this that I know they're trying to go for realistic. The thing that bothers me, I think, more than anything, is the weird way they when you land sketchy, the animations. It throws my timing off and stuff. I don't know.
That's you got to blame for modern.
Yeah, and the
the
ragdoll
modern
thing looks
physics
ugly.
engines.
And like I said, there's a bunch of shitty levels. The hangar. Why did you remake the hangar?
Because it's one of the most popular.
No, they should be ashamed of themselves.
Okay.
It may be the most popular, but it is a horrible level.
And you know which one? You know which one doesn't?
I thought
look
out of all the starting levels, I thought the hangar was the worst.
And the Santa
Monica. And I hated the level from Project 8 too.
The Santa Monica level also.
You mean Venice?
Venice, you're right. Well,
Venice,
Santa Monica.
Yeah, no, Venice was kind of a pointless level even when Part 2 came out.
And that one's one of the ones in there. It's like why?
It's like make you ollie over Ollie the bum, but don't give you enough space to actually do it.
And you can't create a skater. On the 360 version, you can use your 360 avatar, but that's not the same.
No,
well, I'll tell you right now,
no park editor I think is a big problem.
Yeah,
too.
no park editor either.
The create.
You know what? Fuck you, Activision.
The create.
So we've decided.
Yeah.
The creative skater, I think, has always gone downhill since Tony Hawk 2.
That's what I'm saying. You should just buy Tony Hawk 2. Everything.
You know what's gonna happen?
Although Undergrounds was still better than 3, 4, and all the ones after.
No, you know what's gonna happen? Is they're gonna remake Guitar Hero 1 and 2 now. They're gonna remake them, but you don't get an orange button unless you buy the DLC.
So you can't play Expert.
No, no, hard mode.
In all reality, you're joking, but I would actually.
You're giving them the idea right now. So everyone's going to hate you for
I
this.
would pay for a remake of 2. I like 2.
Oh, I'm not saying not to.
I have 2, and I probably have it in your best version, because I have it on the Xbox.
We may need to talk later.
I do. I have... Because someone just left the guitar there, so I bought 2 because it was like $3.
There's a problem with that, though. If I remember correctly, 2 did not have the calibration, right?
No, 3. I thought 3 was the first one.
I thought 3 was.
It doesn't have as nice a calibration, but it has one.
Because I was like, we can't play it on this TV. I'd have to play it without the timing issues.
It'll still be there slightly, but we'll figure that out. It's not as nice a system as Rock Band's, but it's.
Oh, I know that.
3, Guitar Hero 3 is the one that had a slightly better one, but
Rock Band has the best.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have...
Rock Band is the best anyway, but whatever.
Yeah, it's like...
Because I like Smash Hits. Smash Hits, I liked it for all the 2 songs they brought back.
I didn't like how they changed the note charts.
Well, that's
Yeah, because I have 2, and then I have the guitar for 3 on the PS3.
That was because they had fired some of the people that wrote those note charts, and legally they couldn't use them.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't know that.
Yeah, one of the guys that they actually have that does some of the hardest charting. He writes some of the songs, like he wrote The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Yeah.
And he writes all the Christmas special songs that they used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he I think they laid him off at some point.
Well, we won't be seeing any of that for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I give it 5 or 6, and then and then all of a sudden remake the buttons. They look more realistic. 32-track Guitar Hero.
I'm wondering whether they'll do a Rock Band 4 at this point, whether they'll even bother.
I doubt it.
No, the whole music thing has died down to where they're just keeping their money off of releasing new
I
songs.
kind of wish we could go back to 2 so we didn't have all the issues we do with 3.
I mean, the huge problem with it was that they diluted the market when they put out Band Hero and DJ Hero.
Well, that would be Activision.
No, I'm not saying it's not.
Rock Band had the same thing. They did the Beatles one, but I know that one's because the Beatles are a bunch of dicks and they didn't want to,
And it was a whole like 50 song.
I will give it that much. It was.
Well, the thing is, you can't really blame the Beatles there because the Beatles don't really have any of their licenses back yet. Ringo has Is it Ringo? Or is it? No, it's Paul. Paul has gotten a few since Michael Jackson died.
Michael Jackson
remember he owned all of them.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why it wasn't.
That's why for the longest time, fucking Apple was trying to get him.
Yeah, that's why it was a huge thing when they put it on Apple. Finally,
it was so bad that people thought that they were going to release a special edition iPod.
I believed that they crashed the Apple, the iTunes store
the
day it went up. They crashed it.
Wow.
I remember I was working.
There was also rumors that they were going to have a special, like I said, a special iPod that had all the songs, and that was the only way you could get them.
Yeah, it was going to be like a $600 iPod.
$600 iPod with all the songs, and that's the only way you could get them. All preloaded.
Wow. Until someone ripped them off. That would happen.
But regardless,
anyway,
that wasn't too bad.
To revamp, to go back to it, Tony Hawk HD, not worth your time.
Tony Hawk HD, after talking about Guitar Hero and Rock Band and the Beatles, it's not worth his time.
It's all relevant because it's all Activision.
Although Tony Hawk is not relevant anymore. So. And I don't want to watch him skate because I just imagine, like, oh, Tony Hawk's out here. No, he broke his hip.
He's actually still not that bad.
Well, he hasn't fallen hard enough yet.
No, actually, I think he had a real bad accident.
I know he did.
Months back.
I've seen some video of his son. He's
got
okay.
that.
There's already a little kid that kicked Shaun White's ass and did the 1080. So.
Well, hey, Shaun White carved a path for him.
No, Shaun White was doing his damnedest to make sure that was him.
It was that flowing hair.
Well, you know what? Let's take it back here. That kid did the 1080, but he did it on a super ramp. He didn't do it in the stand.
Shaun White had tried doing it on the super ramp,
but
too.
he didn't do it in a normal vert ramp. Sure, he did the 1080, but he had the speed. He was light as fuck, so he defied gravity.
Shaun White does 1080s on snowboards all the time.
Yeah, but they're glued to your feet.
Yes, I know, but this is what I'm saying.
It's like, look, Bob, no hands.
He is just as light.
He's
had plenty of chances.
He's not like relying on sandpaper to stick to his shoe. Okay.
Hey, well, he's tried it on the same ramp, so
whatever.
Someone else did it before.
I'm telling you,
Bobby's calling shenanigans.
I don't. Sure, he landed it, but I don't count it. I don't count it. He did not do it in a vert ramp. He didn't do it in competition either.
Actually, he did.
No, he did not.
It was in a competition.
No, it wasn't a competition.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. It was just fucking around, and then they
recorded.
recorded
The video. It was in a
It's
competition.
not real. It was on the X Games.
The X Games.
Did Bob Grunquist do some crazy shit? No,
Actually,
Jimmy. No, it's done.
Was there?
You're out of here.
Bob Grunquist is there just doing loop-de-loops.
You know,
I've seen the
with
video.
Rodney Mullen like doing shit that's another one defying gravity. He's defying gravity. That's why you don't know where
Was
he's at.
Bam Margera there just for the fuck of it? No, because he was doing something Jackass related. Because he has no career.
Does Bam even do anything anymore?
He had a reality show for a while.
After Ryan died, didn't
he
just like disappear?
They say he took it pretty bad.
Well, I imagine he did, but I'm just saying, like, after that, I don't think I've seen him in anything since.
No, he was like I said, he had.
No,
his
they
own,
had just finished up Jackass.
Yeah, they had just finished up Jackass. He had his show.
His show was way before that. That was like 2 years before.
I know, but they were gonna supposedly do some more.
No, because they're still doing development on other things.
Well, regardless, he ain't doing shit anymore.
No, he's not funny anymore. Anyway, I'm not 14 anymore, so
honestly,
it's not funny
dude,
anymore.
Looking back, even then, I didn't think he was funny.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
In the CKY days. Yes.
Yes.
You were too young.
I don't know. Just
You're too young.
When I was 14, CKY, funniest shit I ever seen. Watching it now, it's like, yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
I think out of all of them, I like him the least.
Oh, out of all of them?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Out of all of them.
Yeah, I think out of all of them, my Hardy Boy is my favorite, just because.
Knoxville.
No, Hardy Boy.
Oh, fucking
the one who just goes around and just
God
fucking
damn it,
dancing everywhere.
Pants.
Yes.
The one that went on Wild Boys with Steve-O, right?
Yeah.
Just
fucking yeah, he's.
I can still find that funny where like just out of crowd of nowhere, just
Chris Pontius. It's Pontius.
Okay.
It's Pontius.
Just when he starts doing
Sounds
that
right
in the middle of a crowd somewhere, I can still live with it because it's pretty tame. But I was like, yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. That's pretty good.
Pontius.
And I applaud. And then I'm like, all right, that was enough.
And then what's his face didn't age very well.
None of them have aged well.
No, him particularly.
Steve-O?
No, the one that always introduces the movies.
Knoxville
is.
Really? I haven't seen it.
Well, if he dyed his hair, I'm sure it would look a lot better. But he's
he's got gray hair.
He's got gray
I
hair
think
now.
He's also
weird.
now in his mid-40s.
Yeah.
That's kind of young.
Opening a 3. I mean, it's to the point where he used to be the one that went up for all the stunts first. He sets a lot of them out now.
Yeah, well, he's also really, really messed up from all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember seeing an interview. He's got to do a catheter 3 times a day.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But even Steve-O, he is probably still more fucked up.
Looking at I know we're going kind of on a rant, but watching the last movie, I did. There's only one that's really bad, and it's the end one, which is good. But watching it and watching Steve-O do all this shit off the drugs
Oh yeah, you'd mentioned that before.
is
sad.
is I don't even know how to put it, because you could tell he's like actually panicking and like, why the fuck did I ever do this in the first place? And he's
So
almost
he looks like you last night driving.
yes.
Wow.
But he's doing it to himself for money.
By the way, Marco's legal. He is insured and he has a permit.
Yeah.
So I want to make that very clear.
I don't know.
Although I'm not responsible. I'm just. It's not my fault. I'm just on the wheel to get his MacBook. So now I've depressed myself.
Yeah.
Not so much about them, but man,
Just overall, how long it's been.
14 was such a long time ago. Yeah. So yeah, that's Tony Hawk.
Yeah, so Tony Hawk.
It all ties in.
Man, talk about a history lesson there. I guess the other thing we'll talk about is playthroughs on the site. If you've been keeping up, I've been doing Skies of Arcadia playthrough videos. I've never played it before. Well, I never played through it. I played a little bit of it, but I never actually finished it when it came out. And the idea is, we have the Classic Capture series. We've done a lot of videos of games we've played a crap ton of, and we can do a video, of the stuff you would want to see in a video and talk about it. Or we've played games that, don't require hours and hours of footage to cut through to get something, that we can post up with us talking about it. In the RPG sense, we've done no RPGs, no real RPGs.
Because those are beasts in their own right.
And
I
I
kind of
work.
want to give them the proper respect too.
Yeah, and I work. It's one of those things where I just, it's time sink. But I, have Skies of Arcadia. Skies of Arcadia, it's not a cheap game by any stretch of the mind as far as classics are concerned. And never played it before. And I've always wanted to. So I think this was a good opportunity to do playthroughs of the games. Now, we had a suggestion that we should talk over them. We're not going to do that. Not for the playthroughs. Playthroughs are really, in some sense, to give you an idea of what the game is. In fact, if you want to play the game or watch it, so you don't actually have to play it.
Because that's a growing trend that I don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot more hits on it than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's, putting it easily, it's a let's play without the aspect that makes it a let's play, because it's not like, hey guys, this week we're gonna play, Skies of Arcadia. Oh, I think this part is really, really telling of the history of video games at this proper time. And no, we're not gonna do any of that.
That's kind of what the Classic Capture is for, anyway.
That's what the Classic Capture is for, but it's also very concise.
Yeah.
And
Much
much more to the point.
Yeah.
Where you have an hour of video, and if you're sitting through the hour of video, I don't think you're gonna want to hear us talk.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, we're doing this, and it takes real time to record these things. So the only real way that we can do it would be one of two ways. Either Bobby would have to be talking into a microphone as he's playing, which gets complicated in its own way, or we would all have to rewatch that video, talk over it like we do with the Classic Captures, and then try and come up with comments for an hour.
Yeah,
it's not gonna work out.
You're gonna get bored.
You're gonna get bored. This way, if you actually do want to, see a Let's Play, if you've never played, Skies of Arcadia, Star Ocean, because I'm doing Star Ocean, I've never played through it. I'm about 4 hours in as of today. Second story for the PS1. I'm about 4 hours into it today. And obviously, these are being played with the understanding that this is our first playthrough, unless otherwise noted. For example, when Bobby inevitably does a 7 playthrough, it'll be of a higher quality and much faster and less side questy, I guess you could say.
It'd be the 50th time or something.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, comparing mine where
Yeah.
I'm going back and forth a lot because I don't know where I'm supposed to go in
Yeah.
some parts. You, having played 7 so much, know it like the back of your hand.
Yeah, that'll be a while.
But I'm just giving an example, unless otherwise noted. these are usually our first times playing through all the way.
I have a number of games I've picked up in recent years that I've always wanted when they first came out, or and didn't know about to some extent. For example, I have Xenogears. I've played through half of that once. It's a long time ago. I don't have that save file, and I don't really remember more than the intro and a few other pieces. That will be probably my next one, and that game was fairly expensive to pick up.
I think my next one, I really want to play through Earthbound.
Yeah, Earthbound would be a good one.
That would be a good one. Timmy, anything?
You paid $100, you better fucking do it.
I guess. Or Chrono Cross, one of those two.
One of you, actually, I think, should do Super Mario RPG.
Him. I played through a great deal of it.
Doesn't really
That would be one to do because, believe me, that's one to play. Yeah, and like I said, I have a number of them. I also, there weren't a lot of RPGs on the Dreamcast, nowhere near as many as the other consoles, and I've, to my memory, never really played an RPG on the Dreamcast. There were a couple once. I know Grandia 2 is one. I don't have that one. Not yet, anyway. And there's a couple others, but generally speaking, Skies of Arcadia is probably one of the most well-known for the Dreamcast. What it reminds me of, it's like Ocarina of Time meets an anime, and then it's like, I know it's based off a Jules Verne novel, and then, the thing I like to mention...
H.G. Wells.
Yes, so far, it's like, it took a lot of inspiration from Ocarina of Time.
H.G. Wells is awesome.
And then Wind Waker took a lot of inspiration from this game. Like, I don't know, it was like a weird tag team. Actually, I found out it's related to the Valkyria Chronicles.
Valkyrie.
I think you mean Valkyrie Profile?
No,
Valkyrie
Chronicles on the PS3 and the Vita.
Really?
I mean, not Vita. The PSP. They're like in the same universe. In fact, the main characters from Arcadia make an appearance somewhere.
Yeah.
I found that out. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. I don't know how many it's gonna take per game. I know.
It's gonna vary.
It's gonna vary.
It's gonna vary on how long we cut them. Number one.
They're about. I'm trying to aim for an hour apiece.
Okay, so there's that to factor in.
There'll be 30, 40 apiece probably.
There'll be. You also have to factor in how long it'll take us to do the game. If it's a game we've completed nothing of, 50% of, 75% of, 100% of.
I don't want to be completionist with these unless I know it.
Yeah.
My thought
and
process.
even then, you really can't, because people will be like, "Oh, you forgot this one little thing," and it took you an hour more than it should have.
That's inevitable. No, I want to be maybe like start to finish, start to ending, and what it is. Your Star Ocean has multiple endings, but as long as you get the highest level, you work on the side quests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not as long as you go through it and you make like decisions like I'll help you and whatever, you get, generally speaking, I think you get the best ending. Skies of Arcadia, as far as I know, it's just one ending, and the way the game is built, I can pretty much I got a feeling how it ends just already. Just watched enough anime to know. And Tim has to decide on what game. You said Persona 4?
I was thinking Persona 4, yeah.
Is that on the PS3?
PS2.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, I'm like kind of the RPG king when it comes to the PS2 ones.
Watch out.
You call me...
Well, no, because I have all the Final Fantasies for it. I have all the dot hacks. I have all the Personas and Shin Megami Tenseis. I've got a Valkyrie Profile, and a few more.
You go ahead and call me over at the part where the Power Rangers guys come out.
Yeah, I'll purposely do that the day you're not here, so I'm not annoyed.
Just real quick, I think we can extend the series out to certain other games as well as time goes on, not necessarily classic stuff. Case in point, Borderlands 2.
Yeah, well, that's gonna happen.
Any future releases that are real big, we strive to get them early. And hopefully we can do a good capture of that, because I know that a lot of people requested that for Dead Island. At the time, though, it wasn't something that we wanted to do.
We did a lot of video for that, but that game was... There was I for that game. I think there was too much backtracking. Like that would have gotten really boring really quickly.
You'd be surprised that it has a lot of views.
That's what I said. I didn't want to do it. I was like, nah.
But Borderlands is the same monster. It's the same. It's the same idea.
You back and forth.
It's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's something about Dead Island.
No, I get you. I'm just saying the Borderlands is a lot more streamlined when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But still, you might think that people might not want to see that, but that's exactly what people want to see. The back and forth. It's for all the people that want to see the game, but either don't want to bother playing it, don't want to bother buying it, or can't buy it. Because things work out like that, unfortunately.
Yep. Money
Money is hard to come by.
So yeah, playthroughs will be coming through. These games, I also want to do stuff that it's not as well known.
Yeah.
I mean, Star Ocean is known to some extent, but not as much. It's not a Square. Wasn't a Square RPG. It was as an Enix one. Is not as well known. Scars of Arcadia. From what I've seen, there's not a lot of video about it because it was in the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was kind of its own market, and I kind of think there's it's missing there as well. Persona, I don't know about that. That's pretty damn popular. So
yeah, well, that's why I know
that's
a
up
lot
to
of
you though.
a lot of people that want to play that. I also got games like Disgaea, but that one's another one that's real popular. Because as far as like the PS1 ones, there I don't have many of the good ones.
Thought process I was having as well is basically what's going to happen is after the playthroughs are done, we will do an official classic capture for it because we have played enough of it. We played it to the end, obviously.
No, that's not enough. You got to play through 3 times.
Well, not only have played enough and can then do a thorough, have the footage for it as well already
true.
captured, because that's
Yeah.
to,
For RPGs.
to have all of the footage captured of a whole game playthrough versus going through with the purpose of capturing it is a very different.
Yeah.
It's a very different experience.
Yes, it is. So that's plans for that. We've already have some of that video up. As of this recording, I have 3 for Skies. I got 4th one almost done in processing. Next up is going to be Star Ocean Second Story, Marco's first couple playthrough hours, and those will be going up while this goes up. So check that out. If you have any comments or anything,
Or requests.
There's a specific game you'd like to see a playthrough,
Or even a classic capture. I mean, we try to we try to do them.
For the playthrough stuff, I want to say though, we're only going to do playthrough stuff for console things. I know there have been a couple of requests for us to do like the DS and stuff, and we don't have a proper capture unit for that. Stuff like the handheld stuff, other than maybe we could technically do PSP stuff.
We can do it. We can do PSP stuff, and anything that falls under that.
Yeah, until the Vita has a proper
proper capture
output.
unit.
Yeah.
We can do everything as far as the Game Boy Advance and back.
Yep.
But DS and on, and PlayStation Vita, we can't.
I would
quite get.
the one I would do
At least nicely enough to where I would want to upload
Well,
it.
we could kind of do DS ones decently. I mean, because I know a way to do it. You have to have the room dark. You have the camera pointed right at the screen. You play it flat.
That's
a pain, yes.
No, I would. Well, I
you
could
would
play,
want to play a whole game through like that.
I'm not saying. No, I'm saying like if they want like maybe like a classic or a short.
No. We're talking playthrough here.
Yeah, play through.
I got
fuck
someone
that.
sent me a message. Will you do a playthrough for Pokemon? Whatever. Not
Which one?
Diamond,
Not
Pearl,
Diamond. No.
Platinum.
No. The
Soul Silver?
Heart
No.
Gold, Ruby, Emerald.
Shut up. No, the
Conquest.
Conquest. There we go. I was trying to
Oh.
think of it. Yeah, Conquest. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna
I
do
just
that.
realized
I don't
how
want to
many
play it
Pokemon
anyway.
games there are for the DS. Damn,
The Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire.
fucking more than there are for
don't-
the Advance.
I don't want to play it anyway. This is what it comes down to.
Well, I'd be willing to play it.
If I were going to play one on the Game Boy Advance player, it would probably be Golden Sun. Because I always wanted to play that.
That's really good.
Yeah.
We have it.
I know it. So yeah, that's. I mean, it's gonna be ones coming up. Suggestions definitely will be taken. From a PlayStation 1 perspective, my PS1 library is gigantic, is the word, and I have pretty much all the major. I would say I have all the major classics that most people would probably want to see playthroughs for, especially RPGs. I'm missing, the only one I can think of notably in my head that I'm missing is Legend of Dragoon, and that's not a very popular one, not compared to the others. And also, every time I've come up to buy it, someone's wanted more money than I'd ever want to pay for.
Or a guy wanted $40 for really, really scratched discs with no case.
No case. And I told him, you can go fuck yourself.
He said he'd give me $5 a disc, but he wouldn't sell them all to me. If I wanted all of them, he'd charge me $45.
Yeah. He's man, talking about if we could start a series of stores you don't want to go to, but then we get sued.
Wait, which? Oh, okay. Just by thinking, I know which one it is.
It's one of those telepathic conversations.
Sega CD was involved.
Oh, okay. It's one that we tricked to alone to begin with.
I had to use hand sanitizer when I walked out of the place. He was throwing prices off the top of his head.
Using someone else's price list.
Yeah, someone else's price list from a more reputable dealer. There's also that place in San Diego. I'm not saying where it is, but I'm saying it's in San Diego. Well, on the way to San Diego.
Well,
and they said,
let's ask our legal counsel here.
No, we can get sued because that's slander.
It's not slander. We're voicing our opinions about it, and we've had bad experiences there. And we're not slandering. We're not saying don't go there. We're just saying.
I would be.
well, yeah, we can say don't go there because it's bad experience. Legal counsel think it over.
Please check our Yelp page for our reviews.
Well,
that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
My Yelp page,
we'll post that up on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, we can get into that one as well. I have a whole rant about that.
Oh, no.
Yes.
About
what?
Him and Facebook.
I just gonna make a mention. I deleted my Facebook.
He deleted his Facebook. He doesn't want to hear bitching. Done. Next topic.
No.
Yes.
No. Next topic.
I am gonna say it if I want to.
No one
I am
cares.
just saying I'm one of many people who are starting to do this that have deleted their Facebook.
He's also one of many people who don't watch TV, but still, that's a whole different story.
That's true.
Facebook isn't underground
hey,
enough for him now.
Netflix is TV. You know why? Because it goes on the TV.
Until Google comes out with it, and then
okay,
we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this recording. But
that's still what this. When Google comes out, that's a different story. But Google's not here yet. Why Kansas City?
Hey, let's talk about that. Then.
But I'm done with Facebook.
Google Fiber,
except for the
you had
website.
No one cares.
Delete your Facebook. It's not worth it.
Google Fiber.
Don't give them money.
He's just mad because Facebook is not underground enough for him now.
That's true. It's not. I'm gonna go to Pinterest now.
Bobby is slowly becoming a hipster.
And because all of Bobby's friends are getting tatted.
Oh God, no.
Okay,
tatted.
So Google Fiber.
Giving their lives away.
Fiber.
Google Fiber.
I need fiber because I want to take a shit all over Facebook.
That was a pretty good transition.
Yeah. So Kansas. Why Kansas City? I have to yell that because I really hate that.
You know what's gonna piss you off?
It's Kansas City, Texas.
No, it's
Missouri,
two different.
Isn't it?
It's Kansas City, Missouri.
Really? I think it was Texas.
Yeah, it's in the right dead center.
Kansas City, Missouri, and then Kansas by itself. They're different town in Kansas.
But why?
Well, regardless, if you haven't heard of Google Fiber, go Google.
They got 5 people there.
Go Google Fiber. Actually, if you look at it, they have a lot of people that sign up.
10.
Hey.
Including your dog does not count. Your dog's email address doesn't count.
Considering you have 3 of
them. Yeah, but hey,
you know what sucks that I found out though? Within your own fiberhood, you can get fucked if someone in your specific chunk doesn't vote, and if you don't get 10% of your chunk. So the chunk over there can have it, and the chunk over here can have it, but your chunk, some asshole didn't do it. But let's get into LA first. Google Fiber, if you don't know, if you've lived under a rock. Go Google Fiber, first of all.
Fiber.google.com.
Yes, it is Google's awesome attempt at raising the standard internet speed for the U.S., which is great because we're really behind. officially, I don't know if you know this, but I believe it was China is now 100% wireless.
We're like 12th in the world of broadband speeds.
Yeah, our broadband speeds are not great.
Yeah,
They're worse than some of the developing countries. That's not good.
Goddamn South Korea. Well, they get it because of goddamn StarCraft.
I play StarCraft professionally.
As far as China being ahead of us, we owe them like $900 billion, so how the fuck do you think we could afford it when we owe them that? Why do you think they have it first?
Google could like sign a check and give them that kind of money.
Here you
Just
go.
like,
Why
shut up,
don't-
China.
well,
Here
why
it is.
don't they?
Google China.
The Google buys China, then names it Google. The country of
The
Google.
country of Google, North Google,
And
South
then,
Google.
You know, and you realize that China is like a big plateau, so you call it the Google Plateau.
All the counterfeit stuff is gonna be called Googlean. It's not Chinese. It's Googlean. So yeah, it's their attempt at bringing faster speeds. And this is kind of not well known. Not necessarily just gigabit, but actually a base of 5 megabit down, 1 megabit up, which is, believe it or not, still higher than most people have in the U.S. And the idea is they're basically going to take votes on how much each state and each city in each state has requests for these things. So the more people that vote in their own addresses will then tally up, and whoever has the most will get it first, and will get it, period. Because if a city doesn't have any need for it, such as Utah, nobody in Utah needs it.
We don't need Utah.
We
We,
don't
can
need
give
Utah.
Utah back to.
The salt people.
We can give it back. I'll give it to Canada. Fuck it, Canada. You can have Utah.
As long as we get your.
But then Canada will declare war on us because
No.
of Mormons.
No. As long as I'm okay with it. As long as Canada gives us some of those
No, but
awesome
see, everyone's
poutine.
gonna want to go to Utah because of the free medical care.
No. I want poutine.
You know what? We can make Utah like the Hong Kong of China, like it's
Its own country,
but
pretty much.
for medical. We can go
So
there.
everyone's going to Utah,
Yes, that'd be the only reason. And then atheism.
and it would no longer be a dry state.
Is it really a dry state?
Mormon.
Yeah, it's
No, but
Mormon.
I didn't know the whole state was.
I don't think the whole state is. I think a large chunk of it is.
Just had a thought in my mind, Timmy. If you were to go like cross the Utah border, it would be like one of vampires in the sunlight.
It burns.
Yeah, actually, you want to know
Can't
something?
breathe.
You want to know something? You want to know something funny?
What?
Now I don't know if this is true or not. I haven't actually took the time to try and find out, but I've heard this from like 2 or 3 people that the city they make Jack Daniels in is actually a dry city.
Yes, that's true. I've heard that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
can't
they
drink
have
it
the
there.
factory there.
It's just like
Yeah, that's true. That's.
it's like I make candy, but I'm not allowed to eat candy in my
Yes.
in my
Hey,
town.
well, it's like New York. If you buy, a double Big Gulp, they'll fine you.
That's true.
Wait, what?
Yep, a goddamn mayor poking his nose in soda. So
You
you
literally-
cannot.
Oh,
buy-
I'm
You
Brad.
literally
no
can have a
sizes.
bigger fine for drinking a soda than smoking weed.
That's
Yeah.
why I don't go to New York. And if you're in New York, I'm sorry.
If you're in New York, I want some of your pizza, but that's about it.
I don't even want that.
And the Ninja Turtles.
That's true.
After that,
Really, you would want these new Ninja Turtles?
actually, you're right. You can keep them. Fuck that.
It already got canceled.
This ain't the 90s, Bobby.
That's right. They got canceled. So, man, New York's no longer relevant.
Yeah. So yeah, Google Fiber. Go ahead and vote for wherever you are, but only if you're in LA. And if you don't live in LA, go ahead and vote for LA.
Yes.
And put an LA address.
Yes.
Anyways,
Well, you know, we're probably going to get it anyway because Google actually hosts all of the government email for, I think, well, I know for Los Angeles for sure, but I think the state of California.
Just because they host the mail doesn't mean they need to roll out.
I don't know.
No, it's an infrastructure they want to build.
here's a yeah. They do want to build the infrastructure, and it would be more cost effective for them to do it if people do sign up.
Well, what I mean is we will get it.
We
I just
will get
don't
it.
think we'll get
How
it soon
quickly
enough,
we'll
yeah.
get it is a question. Yeah.
Google, I will pay you $200 a month.
You know
for
what? They have a
gigabit.
whole building that's dedicated for you to go in Kansas City, where you can go in
Yeah,
and
that's-
test out.
there's
And
pictures.
they have the whole thing set up there.
Yep. Porn comes in faster.
It's like, oh man, I can look at all these porn pages at the same time. Man, it's so much more efficient.
But Chrome is having problems with Flash. God, it crashed again.
Oh, my torrents! Legal downloads are coming in much faster.
That'd be something to see the FBI break into that.
And the best part, no throttling. No throttling like
true.
Comcast.
That's true. You know what's going to require, though? They're going to require you to have a Google Hangout.
I would be fine with that. They give you a terabyte of Google Drive. That's pretty nice.
But you need to have a Hangout there so everyone can see what's in your drive.
But porn, tentacle porn. Man, you have all these subdivisions. This is the neatest porn folder I've ever seen.
Categorized by size.
Categorized by size, length,
Frequency.
bitrate,
Wow.
SD, sub HD, HD, Blu-ray, 3D Blu-ray.
Multiple language tracks.
Do I want subtitles or not? I feel like watching this in French.
Chaptering.
Le oui. Yeah.
This is getting deep.
So enough about Google porn.
Yeah.
Go ahead and vote for that. That would be awesome.
Gigabit down and up, and that's my favorite part. It's both. It is up and down, same speed. None of this bullshit where you download and then
Gigabit up and down for $70. Gigabit up and down internet plus TV that matches DirecTV's highest tier, and a free tablet that allows you to Nexus 7 tablet
I will pay that
for $120 a month.
I will pay that.
Or for I understand that some people don't want to pay for internet or don't have the means to. $3.25 a month for 5 megabit down, 1 megabit up for 7 years. It's $300. It covers you for 7 years. It comes out to $3.25 a month. I did the math.
If they pull this off, they're going to destroy Time Warner.
Yeah.
And AT&T in those markets.
Oh yeah.
$3 a month for broadband.
Honestly,
DSL.
AT&T only.
No, it's fiber.
AT&T. I bet you. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I bet you most of their traffic comes in from the DSL.
We mean money wise?
Yeah.
No, their cell phones and all that.
Okay. Well, the particular division that is AT&T for the DSL and the phone. I don't think they pull that much in on the phone anymore.
They do. They're the biggest carrier in the U.S.
That's why they want to buy out T-Mobile.
But
can't anymore.
They can't. But
see,
still, if they lost out on the DSL sales, because it's $20.
A good point though, because it's almost the same thing. If Google can do that, it's almost like they're taking the entire market. If
It's
they
a
do
monopoly.
that, the government can stop them.
It's not a monopoly because
more.
they have
No.
pre-existing competition.
Yeah, but if they're destroying the competition,
They just get a
like
government.
that.
They'll just get a government contract says where the.
Actually, he's probably right about that. They'll get some. They have to have some legal way to get out of it, and plus it won't be a monopoly because that would assume that they would offer it everywhere in the
true.
U.S. They won't offer it everywhere in
but
the
they
U.S.
could restrict them even further. They could cancel
Like Utah
some of
ain't
the
gonna
service
get it
areas.
because it's Utah. Nobody cares about Utah.
Just the one guy in Alaska that's on the internet.
He's getting 1 gigabit down.
He's getting 1 gigabit down.
Here's a picture of a polar bear.
Oh man, that was the fastest fucking polar bear ever.
God, I want it now. Shit, it's gonna take years. I'll be 30 by that point.
$3.25 a month for internet. That's great.
Why Kansas? Who thought Kansas City was? Is it because it's like the center of the country?
No, they got the most votes.
Period.
Don't you remember a couple months ago they had this?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, a couple months ago they had the initial idea, and they said we want you to vote. Whoever gets the most is gonna get a trial run. Once we do the trial run and set it up, we'll figure out the pricing. Once we figure out the pricing, we'll allow you to vote based on it. So Kansas City got the most.
They're gonna lose their statehood.
I have one thing to say. Since he didn't know about it, you didn't vote. It's all your fault.
You needed to vote. You also needed to get an elected official to back it up. They contacted their elected official and he got on that shit and he was on it.
Wow.
And he said It was also a PR thing, because if you think about it, all of a sudden you have a reason to go there.
Yeah.
If you're in the surrounding areas, or all these tech journalists have to go there to try it out.
Yep.
It brings in commerce. It's pretty smart.
Yeah, and then
Well,
they'll
it's not
leave.
like
And
they're
then it's back
offering
to being
free
Kansas
Wi-Fi
City.
everywhere.
What?
If they actually like offered free Wi-Fi everywhere, then that would really boost their commerce.
Yeah, well,
Because having a
Google,
few tech
we're
journalists
your-
go
we're
over
your
there
home
to test
state.
out internet.
You need to service us. God damn it.
That didn't sound right.
no, I want
Yes.
Google to service me.
I
While
will-
while I download 700 pictures of goddamn polar bears.
Or I will do the opposite.
You
as
will
long as I get every
service
month.
them as long as I get my internet. I want to service you to pay you.
We would be just
for your services.
I would just be uploading videos 6 at a time. Just like, here's 6 videos. It took longer to process
And
them.
the great thing is, since there's probably no real like barrier between them, since they own YouTube.
Yep.
It would probably be like
I've been
even
in front
faster.
of the YouTube headquarters in south of San Francisco. It's a very pretty building. It's next to us. It's
I
next,
bet it is.
it's next to a CVS and a Jamba Juice.
Let's go break into Google.
No.
Yeah, then we'll hang out.
The only reason I'd break in is to work there.
Let's bring
Buffet.
out...
To work there.
the buffet.
Yes.
You break into Google to have a Google
Hey, can I have a
Hangout.
job, Google?
You break into Google. You have a Google Hangout saying, "Hey, I just broke into Google. Come hang out." And then you upload all that information to your Google Drive.
We need one of those Google servers.
A G server.
Yes.
That would be pretty cool.
Yes.
So yeah, as you can tell,
Yeah, I'm
not
excited.
much is going
Yeah,
on.
nothing at all. Put it this way: if you don't understand what the kind of bandwidth we're talking about here, you could.
Okay.
Well, let's say
It-
Blu-ray
it's
movie.
Well, no, I
It's
got,
a-
I got it better.
It's
The-
a tenth of a gigabyte every second.
I got the best way to describe it to the average gamer. How many Call of Duty things can you host?
300 people at
Hosts?
once, easy.
Yes.
No, you can't put it in those terms. How fast would a patch update? It's 100 megabytes a second in real terms, by the way.
So
100 megabytes a second. That's a patch, a typical patch, in about a second or two.
yeah, no,
That's a gigabyte in about 10 seconds.
yeah. So 10
A
times
gigabyte
4.
in
So
about 10
yeah, so
seconds.
for 44, say let's say if there was latency on the other end, 4 to 10 seconds to download a Blu-ray. No, a DVD.
It depends.
DVD.
A DVD.
DVD.
DVD, probably about that. It would be so fast that Netflix would buffer HD in less than 2 or 3 seconds, and it would kick on right away.
Hardware have a harder time than the. God damn it! I want it now.
And everything has gigabit ports now.
But Utah, you don't get it. That's my new thing. Fuck Utah.
Just you goddamn salty bastards.
What he doesn't know is all of our fans are in Utah.
Oh well, there go our subs.
Well, they're Canadians now, so they got to be nice to me. Yeah.
But wait, if they're Canadian, they were serviced by Marco over the phone, so we're still fucked.
Son of a bitch. You're supposed to be our representative diplomat. Yes. Why aren't you at the Olympics?
Yeah,
I'm their spirit.
Like, no.
with Rigo's 10-second time delay.
Oh,
He's
man.
bitching about.
I
Not even worth seeing because there's a 15-second delay,
I don't care. About
even
the
though it's
Olympics at
broadcasting
all.
from London.
I don't care. I don't care about the games at all. Like it's like they don't have anything good.
I'll just look at all the funny gifs on Reddit.
That's true.
There's no bobsledding. So
I
don't
like
care.
how the Queen's like I don't give a shit. That was the only
She
thing I
was on
liked.
her phone.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, my mom told me this. The Queen is going to be in the next James Bond film. Literally.
She's the villain.
She literally has a part. She actually...
The Queen plays the Queen.
She's gonna be the one he sleeps
She-
with.
she-
Oh
I win. She's the next Bond girl.
Because she told me the director directing this one is like her favorite director. So he gave her a part in the movie. And there is going to be a part where like they're running or something. And the
man. I
running's
don't believe
like a
that's
stunt.
CG.
No, that's fine. The running's going to be like a stunt double, but at the end, like where there's an explosion.
And she It's gonna be like Naked Gun, where she does like a backflip or something. And it's like
That would be
stunt double.
awesome. I would be fine with this.
It's like a gymnast twist, and then it goes back to her in the next frame.
I would be fine with that.
Bean's acting surprised. I just did that. No. I don't like
Bond
this.
girl.
Oh.
Yes, she's the last Bond girl.
Yeah, so don't care about that.
She asks Bond if he wants to be knighted properly. Aw, yeah.
Hey, you could. Hey, this is supposed to be for young audiences as well.
They did bullshit.
That's true.
Please never
They
do that
know.
again.
What?
That whole aw yeah. Please never do that again.
But
Otherwise, I'm gonna call you Donut.
well,
That's all I know. She's the last Bond girl.
Moving on.
there's not a lot else.
We talked about all the update. I guess maybe as one of the last things that we talk about then, the contest.
Yeah, contest. You guys have. It is. Let's see.
It's disappointing.
Yes.
Let me be honest. Number
You
one,
get a free game. All you had to do was watch videos. Jeez. And put a comment like, "Oh, this is good." And Timmy said something I didn't like.
You didn't really even have to watch video. Could have just like it done.
Well, if you wanted to cheat it.
let me.
Hey, that's how I do it.
Do you want to do another one?
No.
I do. Let me do one more.
Okay.
I want to be in charge of doing the video and setting it up.
Okay.
I'll give him one more chance. One more chance, motherfuckers. That's all you
I
get.
only have 800
And I want-
subscribers. Nobody wants an NES game.
I want to give a
Except for
thank
one
you.
person.
I want to give a
Yeah.
thank you to the one person that's done it because
Yeah.
he's really cool, Greg Beast.
I guess that means I get Mega Man 3 and both the Ninja Gaidens.
No.
Oh, you have 2.
I'll take care of the next giveaway. I'm gonna give it one more chance. I'm gonna just maybe assume that this time around it was because we didn't advertise it right. I'm just gonna test the waters. If on the next one it doesn't work, fuck it. If you guys don't want free shit, that's what it comes down to.
Yep, that's how I feel about it. That's why I'm not doing it again. So Marco's going to be in charge of the next one.
Yep.
Yay! I'm assuming it's probably going to be Birds of Steel.
Birds of Steel. I'll probably do Birds of Steel, or I'll do 1 and 2. You guys can choose this or this.
Okay.
Because I have the Birds of Steel, and then we still have the NES games that we wanted to give out anyways.
That's 64 games.
Yeah.
That's true. So, just in case someone by any chance would happen to have any of the other two.
Well, as of this recording, let's say it gets posted by the 29th. It does end at midnight of
The 30th, which would be the 31st.
31st.
Yeah.
No, I want midnight.
Oh, the 31st going into the 1st.
Yeah.
Got it.
After that, I mean, the way things are looking, we already have a winner, but
Hopefully,
if you want to compete for it, this is time to do it. Man, there's not much else to say. I mean, covered pretty much all the, long stuff. Facebook sucks. Utah, now Canada. Tony Hawk HD, it's not worth your time.
Bam Margera's sad. So is Steve-O, though.
The Queen is gonna do stuff on camera that should not be allowed.
Did you see that video of Steve-O and Mike Tyson?
No.
They did a... Who did they roast? I'm sure you saw it. They roasted somebody. I think it might have even been William Shatner. And Mike Tyson and
old.
Steve-O were on stage.
Oh, when he punched... Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that. Yeah, that's
That was
really
like...
old.
Wasn't that like a year or two ago? Yeah.
Not relevant.
No, but it was shortly after he had gotten clean.
Oh.
He basically tells Mike Tyson, "Hold your fist out," and he runs up to it and punches himself with it.
I saw that.
Yeah, well, because the first time he doesn't do it right, and
the
at
second
the end
time.
he does it again, and there he like breaks his nose.
That's still. It would be worse if he actually got hit by a guy.
and then Shatner's just at the... Well, we saw Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's not that big.
Well,
He's
not
not
very
tall.
He's buff, but he's not very tall. You're right.
Okay,
Well, I think that's all you
short.
need.
Next time we see Mike Tyson, we will ask him to punch you, and then you will tell us.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
You gotta pet him on the head because you're taller than
In
him.
person, he doesn't.
You're gonna go,
Pretentious.
good Mike
I'm
Tyson.
surprised he's not that tall.
Pretentious. Ah, I never watched that.
Yeah, Marco All.
And
like,
he sounds. If you hear him on TV, he sounds the fucking favorite person.
I mean, sure, he can kick your ass 6 ways from any day, and but no, he's short.
We have a video of that on the website if you want to check that out.
Frankensons, just type that in the search. Or Nuke the Fridge Con, which the other one's coming up, I think.
I gotta check that out. I don't know if anyone's gonna be there that I would want to see. Maybe.
Well, everyone you want to see.
Black Ranger's there again.
Black Ranger.
Oh yeah, mention Power Morphicon. I mean, we'll talk about it more next week.
We will be visiting Power Morphicon the weekend of the 17th through
By
the 19th.
force.
Hey, motherfucker! But you mean because I'm so fucking awesome and like I thought of you guys?
By force.
No, because he needed a ride. Let's be honest.
Hey, okay. But that's an expensive ride.
Quite.
Quite expensive.
Although he did bitch out. He did not get his super extra, like, let me get in 4 hours before tickets.
No. I told myself I'm not going to pay 3 times as much for that. No, thank you.
Didn't you say someone's not going to be there that you wanted to see?
Green Ranger, but he's kind of an asshole in person anyways.
Aren't they all?
No, him particularly.
Oh, okay.
He's been known to call out the Blue Ranger derogatory terms in panels, and people say that he's not very likable in person. So I don't mind missing out on seeing him.
Just tell him that he dies in Japan. Let him remind him of that.
I think that, well, it was such a last minute thing that I'm sure he knows, but I don't think he made a career out of it, so I don't think he cares.
Yeah, you figure what? He was there for like the first 6 seasons or something?
Yeah, he's the longest running one.
So, I mean, you could threaten him with that, but being that he was there for 6
Next
seasons...
to Bash,
It's not canon.
Well, it's okay, because the one I do want to meet is going to be there, Bash, the Stampede.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He was really?
The second Black Ranger for the original series does the voice of Bash.
And Ichigo.
And
Kaneda and Akira.
Oh, that reminds me. What do you think of Akira?
I liked it.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept almost falling asleep.
No, during the part that I had already seen anyways. I forgot about how it goes on beyond, because I've never seen the end. Like, I had seen the transformation part.
I know there was an end.
The part after the transformation I had never seen.
Yeah, I told him, don't you remember South Park? Trapper Keeper?
I think this podcast is over. Fuck that. Alright, everyone. Well, there's not much else to say. I mean, there's nothing really else to mention. Check out the videos coming up. We got classic captures going to be coming up soon as well. Playthroughs are going to be a big thing with the slow release. Vita, check out Ragnarok Odyssey on YouTube. You'll see videos of that, and we'll likely have a camera footage of it when it comes out on the US version. Based on what I've seen, though, I'm impressed. It's if you're looking for an RPG, if you're looking for Monster Hunter, it's definitely going to be the thing to go to. And Borderlands 2, obviously, when that comes out, we'll be playing that quite a bit.
Although we have like 2 podcasts until that comes out, or 3.
Yeah.
Buckethead.
Wait, no.
You want to talk about that?
August 8th.
Any music fans, we're going to go see Buckethead.
When does Borderlands come out?
September.
September
So
18th.
at least 3 to 4. Maybe.
I'm trying to figure out how I can get the 3DS XL when it comes out next month. I'm trying to figure
I
out.
say we
Yeah.
sell off Marco.
I don't want to owe someone
I
anything.
want to say we have graphics already. We don't need them anymore.
We just need the same one, and then we'll bring them back when 1080p is no longer standard.
We'll rent. We'll rent this time.
You're contractual.
We could come up with some business scheme.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for listening, and please subscribe. Let us know what you think. Thank you.
Phallic reference.